Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 9 of the Masterclass for Scum in 2025. I know day 8 was a little bit long with the abandoned bunker, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. At the moment, it is 9 o'clock in the morning. I have cooked every single recipe that you can cook without any cooking books. On the grill with the pan, I cooked every recipe I could cook: grilled poultry, grilled mushrooms, fried eggs, grilled fish, grilled vegetables, meat, the works. As I told you guys, if you go look at the grilled mushrooms, okay, you're just going to get a ton of water, very little protein, very little carbs, very little fat, but you're going to get a lot of water. It's 188 milliliters of water per use. Okay, then when you look at the vegetables, that focuses a lot on carbs. When you look at the eggs, that focuses a lot on protein and fat. When you look at the poultry, which the chicken, again, focuses on protein. So various different things. And then with the pot, without any cooking book, you can make coffee, which instead of eating the coffee like most people do, you can actually make yourself some coffee. It's a little bit weird that you don't need any milk. Like, I put milk in my coffee, but it looks like the new age people don't use any milk in their coffee. And I mean, the reason people eat coffee raw is because it gives them a 10% stamina boost. But if you want to immerse yourself a little bit more, then you can always make coffee. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but after I died yesterday to the drop ships, my fame went down a lot. So that's one thing I want to discuss at the start of today is you can do a lot in Sandbox because you can change the settings to whatever you want. And if you want the exact same experience as I'm having at the moment, so if you're like in Luth, I don't like it when, the cargo drops land on top of me. I don't like the problems that single player have. I want the precise experience that you're having right now. Then you can actually use my link down below in the description, the Ping Perfect link. I just went and checked, and you can rent a server for about $14 or £11 per month. Your own server, you can even play there with your friends. But yeah, it's not very expensive. Like I know when you play World of Warcraft, you pay like $15 a month or maybe $30 a month, I'm not sure. But you can rent your own server in your country so that you play with perfect ping. That's the reason that I rented a server for this masterclass, so I can actually experience the game at low ping, because all my servers are in Europe. So I usually play with 200 ping, but I love playing with everyone in the community. But yeah, if you can't pay, then single player is your only option. But if you don't want to stay in the game to let your farm grow, or you don't want to stay in the game for nighttime to pass, or you want to change the puppets, or you want to remove the sentries, or you want to remove the NPCs, or you want to increase the loot settings, whatever you want to do, you've got complete freedom to make the server what you want to make it. And then you can make the map build anywhere, so that you can build your base wherever you want. So it gives you a lot of freedom. Now, the reason I've only got 130 fame left is because I like making things more difficult for myself. Now, most of the settings are official, so that I can give you guys a pure experience. And I'm just making sure I make every recipe, guys. But tea doesn't give you a stamina boost. Tea is just, I think it gives you like carbs or something. But yeah, we're just making sure that we make every recipe that we can make without using a cooking book. And then later we'll specialize on recipes that need cooking books, like the bread needed a cooking book. But we'll specialize on cooking books and then see what food is the best, for exhaustion, what food combats exhaustion the best. what food stays in your body the longest, you know, like if you don't want to eat constantly, what food stays in your system for a very long time and can sustain your energy. We're going to look at a lot of things like that. But to give you guys an example of things that I did on my server that I rented, like I'm not paying $13. I think I'm paying like $35 because I'm renting an extreme performance server, you know, so that I can just give you guys the best experience possible. But for instance, if I go into my server settings, one thing I did to make it more challenging for myself is because I'm playing alone. You don't lose a lot of fame when you die to PvE elements on an official server. Like you only lose 25% of your fame. But if you want to do this, you can do this, but it's your choice. Like if you die on a multiplayer server from a player, you're going to lose 50% of your experience. But since you can't die to a player when you're playing alone on a server, change the fame point penalty on death to 0.5, you know, to feel how it affects you. Because if you don't lose a lot of fame into puppets or NPCs, you're not really going to have the same effect that multiplayer has on you. And the biggest effect that multiplayer has on you is the fact that when a player kills you, you lose half of your fame. And the other player gets 25% of it. So it will help you to realize why doing quests are important, why getting to tier 3 quests are so important. It will just help you a lot with your experience. And then, you know, what I did is I increased the puppet multipliers and the horde multiplier to 2. You can put it to 3, which is max. I think I put the puppet damage up. I'm not sure. Yeah, I put the puppet damage to 2. You know, minor changes, like I made it so that when I respawn, usually I think it's $250 for a random respawn and $1,000 for a sector respawn and 1 gold for a bed respawn. So I didn't do anything that changes what you guys see loot-wise and what I want to teach you. Like you're going to see double the amount of puppets and double the amount of, you know, the horde will be twice as big and the puppets will do a little bit more damage, but it doesn't change what I'm trying to teach you. It just makes my experience more exciting. And like I say, you can go to server settings, you know, and if you don't like the sentries, you know, like I know there's a lot of people that don't like the sentries, disable sentry spawning. You know, you can turn the sentries off. You can make the puppet health lower. You can make the sentry health lower to kill the sentries easier. You can make the puppet damage and the sentry damage lower or higher, whatever you want. You know, you can increase the total number of characters on the server, but -1 means 128 characters. So you're never going to have 128 puppets on the screen if you're playing alone. Okay. So default setting is more than enough. But if you don't want NPCs, put this at 0. Yeah, like if you don't like NPCs, put this at 0. If the suicide puppets bother you, you know, you can even disable suicide puppet spawning. You know, you can put it on so that suicide puppets don't spawn. You know, you can put the dropship health lower so you can kill it quickly. You can make the sentry health 0.01, you know, so you can kill it quickly and have a lot of fun. You can set the armed NPC difficulty, you know, probability for armed NPCs to drop items from hands. You can make this 100% so that every time you kill an NPC, you know, they'll drop their weapon. So just remember, sandbox is the free option. But if you go to Ping Perfect, you can rent your own server for $14. My link is down below. And that's your choice. But because the first video was so long, I'm really hoping to make today's video a little bit shorter. And I'm just going to put all the food in the bicycle. I just don't want to struggle with food or anything today. So I'm literally just going to put put all the food that I've made. I'm just going to put it here, you know, like I just don't want to think about food. I don't want to cook food. I don't want to waste time. I want to make sure my exhaustion is perfect. I'll keep the coffee on me. And there you can see, you know, like the tea has 50 grams of carbs. So it's really good for carbs. Where the coffee has a very high exhaustion recovery bonus. The tea also has a really, really high exhaustion recovery bonus. But what they don't tell you is that the coffee has caffeine. You can see the caffeine, 10%. So when you look at the caffeine and you see 10%, you know that this is going to give you a 10% boost to your stamina, where the tea doesn't have any caffeine. And when you go look at like an energy drink, you know, energy ghoul drink, that, and you hover over it, that will have caffeine as well. And that will tell you 10% as well. So you know you're going to get 10% extra stamina, you know, when you drink it. So I'll keep the tea on me. And just put just put all the ingredients away. I'm going to take on, what we're going to do today is we've got a base. We've built the base, almost done with the base. I'm adding a few extra layers to the base, which I will show you now. But we're almost done with the base. But the most important thing about a base is having locks. Like, it doesn't help us having 20 doors, but there's no locks on it. So securing your base is a big part of Scum. And there's a heck of a lot of ways to secure your base. We're going to start at level 1 today, which is basically just getting locks onto your base. Now, people like die locks, but at the end of the day, everyone can open a die lock. All they need is time, okay, and a little bit of fame. It doesn't take a lot of fame to open die locks. So you can put a ton of die locks on your base. But I mean, if you sleep for 7 or 8 hours like normal people and someone raids you, they can open, you know, even if you add 50 die locks to your base. I think a person who knows how to work with a die lock can open a die lock in like 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so a die lock doesn't stop everyone from raiding your base. It just stops people from raiding that don't have time. But people that take raiding seriously will have time most of the time. So if you want to limit how many people can raid your base, always add enforced advanced locks, enforced locks onto your base. What I mean is gold locks. Too many people can go through a bronze lock. Too many people can go through a silver lock. So you want to add a bunch of gold locks to your base. And then you can add a die lock to every door so that you eliminate the people. Let's say you have a guy that can lockpick very well, but he doesn't have time. He's got a full-time job. He's got a girlfriend. He's got a life. He can't spend 3 hours raiding your base. Then add a die lock, okay? So let them start with a die lock. If they don't have time, they're going to stop. If they do have time, but they're not good with lockpicking, then they're going to go through the die lock, and then they're going to hit the gold lock. And if they're not good with lockpicking, then they're going to quit. And then there's various other ways to stop people, but that's what we're going to focus on today. So I'm just going to put the loot away, and then I'm literally going to go to the D4 airfield with my bow and my arrows, like I always do. And I'm going to try and show you guys the best and safest route to loot this place. And then we see how many locks we end up with. Like, I'll take 7 screwdrivers with me just to open the 7 lockers in the main area, because we can get very lucky with guns there. And I need to collect guns for tier 2 armor requests. I don't want to collect powerful guns, for PvP, like I'm alone on the server. It's important to collect guns, for PvP so that you can get used to collecting guns so that you're ready for multiplayer one day. But I more want to collect guns for the tier 2 quest because the armor quests take so long. So I'm just going to clear my loot and meet you guys at the abandoned bunker, and hopefully we can do this very smoothly. And I'll show you guys where you can find the most gold locks possible for your base. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'm going to try and put up a map for you what the underground bunker looks like to simplify it for you guys, because I remember the first time I went in here, I didn't have a clue where I am, what direction to go. Like, I was completely lost in there. But hopefully with the link, I'll try and give you guys a link to the layout of the underground bunker, or I'll try to post a picture. Okay, but the easiest way to get in and out of this bunker and loot everything is definitely from the south side, especially if you're struggling with sentries. Now, I rode from my base, and whenever you go to a dangerous POI, try and not run into any trouble. Like, I didn't drive through this town. I basically went north, and I went north, skipped that town, skipped that town, skipped that town. I stayed away from the towns until I got here, and then I went west, onto this road. And I just stayed away from all the dangerous POIs. You can take whatever route you want, but try and not go through towns, okay? Get used to not going through towns. There's puppets there, there's NPCs there on a multiplayer server, there's people there. But let's get into the guide. So on this side, which is the south side, there's only 2 sentries. So what you're trying to time is when both sentries aren't looking your way, and you're trying to move from bush to bush. And again, the bow with the arrows is your best friend, because if you shoot a puppet with a pistol or a gun, even if it's a suppressed, close to a sentry, the sentry is going to be alerted and shoot at you, even if you're in a bush. If you shoot at a sentry, if you shoot at a puppet, like let's say there's a suicide puppet here in front of me, and I'm close to the sentry's going to shoot at me, okay? The sentry's going to shoot at me. So I'm just going to move from bush to bush, okay? So we're close. That sentry's looking at me. You can see me from very, very far away. And now I'm just going to try and time both sentries to where they're looking away from me again. And if there's puppets or suicide puppets in my way, I'm going to kill them with a bow. You never ever want to use a pistol or a rifle, even if it's suppressed, to kill a puppet or anything close to a sentry, because the noise is going to give you away. Okay? I'm staying behind the bushes so that that guy doesn't see me if he turns around. Now there's a bunch of bushes here that we can move to. Okay, unfortunately, I can't see that sentry anymore. So that's the only thing that worries me. And use the exact same bushes as I'm using. Not every bush works. So now I'm trying to get out of this guy's 180-degree angle. Oh my word, there's that sentry. As soon as I hear that sentry not walking anymore, I'm going to stand still. Like, that's when you know he's going to turn around. If you don't hear him walking anymore, that means he's going to turn around. At least I'll be able to see both now in third person, so I can see that one there and I can see this one here. And again, patience. Any loot worth getting takes a lot of patience. People that don't have patience is going to give their position away. Like, you'll know about them, but they won't know about you, because they're going to be seen by sentries all day long. Timing is really, really bad, yeah? See, I can't take this gap. I can't take this gap now. Like, you have to wait for them to synchronize. Now, I just want to look, how far he goes. Can I move to that bush while he's walking that way? Yeah, I can, but I'm just gonna make it. Just. So it's not a good idea. Now I'm gonna kill these 2 puppets while I can. With the bow. Okay. He saw me. I don't know how he saw me, but he saw me. So we're running. We're running. As soon as you get seen, run. But we could have taken our time and moved from bush to bush. I think I went to the outer side of the bush. I moved too far away from the center of the bush, which could have given my position away. Again, I'm going to do what I did yesterday. Turn this on. Okay, the battery's a bit flat. Going to remove the battery. I think I brought a new battery. Insert. Turn on. Okay, yeah, this one's nice and bright. There we go. So we could have basically moved from bush to bush. You know, like, it's not even really worth killing the puppets. It would have been better just... But I knew if I went to the second bush, the puppet was going to see me. So I wanted to take them out, but I went away from the center of the bush. So that's fine. So in any case, just going to come through here. You can close the door if you want to know when if someone's coming up behind you. We go through here. I already made bundles of rags, but I'm not going to ignore that. Whenever I see free clothing like that, I'm going to take my scissors and cut it up. I'm never ignoring free rags. There we go. Make a quick bundle of rags. Now I've got 3 bundles, which will be more than enough for me. You can see the durability of the rags are low. I keep forgetting to repair the rags. Okay, so no loot really inside here. There's going to be a room on the left where suicide puppets and normal puppets can spawn. You don't have to worry about sentries yet. That's also a great thing about this entrance. You don't deal with sentries very early, where if you enter the other side, you do. No puppets here. There's usually like a suicide puppet here. So we're just very lucky. I'm not gonna... On a PvP server... Yeah, these doors make a lot of noise. On a PvP server, guys, I would close both doors behind me because I want to hear someone else coming in. You know, but for the guide's purposes, I'm not going to let you guys sit through that again. So once you get here, the first sentry is on this side. Okay, so we're just going to, on third person, you can change your angle. So we're just going to stay behind the wall until we can see the sentry. Okay, there he comes. There he comes, okay? So that's the first sentry that you have to deal with. And that sentry basically just walks in a circle. Okay? He basically just walks in a circle. So he's going to walk up that way. Okay? So I'm just going to run here so that the sentry doesn't see me. I want to get out of the sentry's path really quickly. And then we're going to cover these 2 entrances. Want to take it slow. Want to see if NPCs are going to spawn in. The fact that there's no puppets here is freaking me out. I'm going to pee first. So that's all. All you have to know about that first sentry is he walks in a circle around the pillar. Okay, he's not going to get close to us, but we have to be aware of his route so that he doesn't see us. And again, the fact that I don't hear any sentries, or the fact that I don't see any... Yeah, yep. The fact that I don't see any puppets is freaking me out. Okay. Usually when I don't see any puppets close to a place, it spells NPCs. And, you know, just leaning the corners, making it easy for myself, being prepared, being aware. Like on a multiplayer server, you have to be aware of the sounds. You have to hold in focus mode. Look at all the ambient noise, and look at, even just on medium awareness, look at how much ambient sound I cut out when I go into focus mode. Now I can listen for a player's footsteps. Maybe I heard the doors opening or closing. You know, this is my focus mode. Is there anyone around me? Is someone sneaking around? Check the corners. You know, if someone heard you coming in, they'll wait for you. Of course, I'm not going to have this light on my head, because then he's going to see me come from miles away. But peek the corners, you know, that if a guy's waiting for you, you know, he shoots at you. Like, let's say a guy's waiting here for me because he heard me. Then he can't shoot at me now, but like, you know, he shoots at me. He shoots at me, but I can get behind cover again, and then I can get ready for the fight. Okay, and down here, you're just gonna loot everything normally. You can't loot the crates, but you will be able to loot the crates in the main room, which I will show you. So we're just looting all the normal tarps here. There's usually a bunch of puppets in here, but the puppets aren't really a challenge. Here you can only loot like once. Here you can only loot once. It's important not to waste your time. Here you can only loot once. Okay, there's nothing else to loot. Here you can't loot the floor, but you can loot every tarp. Actually, I'm going to replace the shoes. It's free shoes. It's free shoes that are better. Okay. Not better, just high durability, guys. There we get night vision with a Mach 10 suppressor. Really, really, really nice. Very important to search everything and not skip anything. Like, you're not coming in here every single day, so try and make the most out of it. Okay. I did. You guys can see my food and water. I ate a lot before I came in, like fried eggs and grilled veggies and everything. So I made sure I don't care about my water or food. Now again, I'm just going to take it slow. We can search these red toolboxes if we want. But like, we're not looking for vehicle repair kits or stuff. There is loot there, which I'm not really interested in. I'm just going to loot this room quickly. There's a raincoat there. You can only loot this thing once. Loot the tarp. You can loot all three of these boxes. Okay, usually there's some cool loot over here, but that's fine. Now we're done with this area. So from the entrance that we took, we just came to the left. Now we're going to go to the right. But again, in third person, we're going to look for that sentry. Or in first person, we're going to peek. Okay, so that sentry is going around the pillar. Just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Like, I could have taken a risk, but you can see he's going to come to us now. And maybe he sees us through the gap. And again, you want to focus on stealth. Like, we made a mistake outside, but you guys could clearly see, if I ignored the puppets, you know, that I could have gotten in there without being seen by the sentries. But you always want to practice not being seen by the sentries. Because if someone's looting, let's say we're on a multiplayer server, if someone's looting this place on the other side of this underground bunker, like on the other side, and this sentry shoots at me, they know I'm coming, you know, and then they can wait for me. And I always jog when I'm close to sentries. Now, he's not going to see me because he's going to turn that way. If I was on that side, he would have seen me when he turns around because he's got this 180-degree arc of his. So when he turns around, he would have seen me if I was on that side. Very lucky with puppets at the moment. Another night vision. The military loot isn't good at the moment, but I mean, we have found 2 night visions. Now again, I'm going to crouch down, change my camera angle so I can make sure I can see him, but he can't see me. Okay, if you can't see him in first person, then he can't see you. That's why I always use third person. And here's where jogging is very, 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 very important. But also staying away. Okay, I'm going to change my camera angle. And now I'm just going to jog. You guys can see I'm jogging, not running. Because I know he's going to turn that way. And I want to stay quite a distance away from him. Stay on this side of the floor. Don't want to get closer to him. Just stay on this side of the path. Now I know he's going to turn that way. Again, don't want to get too close to him. I'm going to ignore these tarps. Just complicates things for you. Okay, now he's going to turn that way. Again, I want to be careful that I don't get too close because he can hear me. And then again, I just want to get behind him. If he turns that way, he's not going to see me. And then I want to come and loot in here. Okay, showers, dormitory. With that, I want to get rid of the suicide puppet as soon as possible. Don't have to worry about him. He walks in a circle. He's not going to come there. Okay, we're gonna see if we can let him open the door for us. Clearly he doesn't hear the door. Let's check the floor. Okay, he doesn't hear the door or the floor, so it looks like the arrow has to land in his room. One thing we can do is run. Okay, that's not working. He's too close to the door. He's way too close to the door. Gotta close the door in case he comes to me. K6 helmet. I'm not here for K6 helmets. Gonna loot all these lockers. Get my arrows back. You can get hiking backpacks and stuff in here. So that's why I'm not skipping it. You know, you can get hiking backpacks and some cool stuff in here. There's a black ghillie suit. See, that's why I'm not skipping this place. You can, a black ghillie suit is worth a lot of money. Black ghillie suit is worth a lot of money. Always use tab that you don't miss anything. Puppets do get very glitchy here. Be careful. Puppets do get very glitchy here. Another K6 helmet, but it could have been better. That's worth money. As soon as something costs a lot at the trader, you know it's good for you to loot it. A banana, who knows? We might get a little bit hungry. there's a backpack and a bedroll, which is a quest item. Nah, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna see if I can put the bedroll somewhere that doesn't take up a lot of loot space. Like, I don't really want to use my hiking backpack. I don't know why I brought the saw with me. That was a major mistake. See if we can put there. Okay, we can put the bedroll in there. Doesn't take up too much space. Don't really want to use my hiking backpack because I'm sure I'm going to find at least one gun. Original sewing kit is good. Okay, now we're going to have to deal with this guy. If you don't want to deal with him, don't deal with him. You don't have to deal with him. I'm going to see if I can draw his attention. There we go. There we go. So an arrow didn't work. And it's basically just the bathroom. Yeah, we came in here just to get into the bathroom. But, I mean, that's how I deal with the suicide puppet. That's the safest way to deal with the suicide puppet. You get his attention because you know it's going to take him quite some time to open the door. While he's knocking on the door, you can get your distance. So if you don't shoot him in the head, that you don't get hurt by the explosion. You know, or you can just shoot him in the head. So I love using doors against suicide puppets. Okay, so we got a black ghillie, I'm happy, and we got a bedroll, I'm happy. Okay, but that's not where you're gonna find the locks. So again, change my angle. Okay, he's gonna walk that way. I'm gonna take my gap. I know he's walking that way. I'm staying on this side of the path so he can't see me. A lot of puppets spawn here usually. Don't know what's going on with the puppet spawn points these days. Okay, there we go. Like I say, quite a lot of puppets spawn here usually. And now we're going to the main. Now we're going to the main room. I like for that puppet just to see me. Come see me before the sentry comes. See me. Yeah, that sentry almost saw me. The reason I want him to come to me is so I can get my arrows. That's the only reason I want him to come to me. Okay, so everything was fairly easy. The main room is on our left-hand side, okay? So now we're going to wait for the sentry on our left to walk away and for that sentry to walk left. Okay, because first we're going to go for that corner over there and then we're going to go around the corner. So since we're going for the corner, we don't want the sentry in front of us to be coming from the right-hand side, because if we go for the corner and that sentry comes back from the right-hand side, he's going to see us, you know, and we're going to alert him, and that's going to complicate things for us. So we want that sentry to be moving away from us, and that sentry to be moving to the right. Okay, there we can see he's moving away from us, but we don't really have a gap with this other sentry. And you guys can see my light. Look at my light. Look at the light. It's going right through the metal. You guys see that? My light is going right through the metal. That's why you don't use it on a PvP server, because if you're on the other side of a wall, the player's going to see your light coming through the wall. Okay, I think the time is going to be now. I think so. Too tight. Too tight, too tight, too tight, too tight. Now, again, the more I wait, the more they should line up. You know, the more the pathing should be where I need it to be. At the moment, it doesn't look like the pathing is changing. At the moment, it doesn't look like the pathing is changing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run here and get behind this. Just to get closer. You want to lie down, guys. You never, ever want to take a risk, you know, that he can see you. You never, ever want to take a risk that he can see you. So I want to see the sentry's lights. Yeah, the lights are telling me which way he's walking. And looks like I'm going to have to take this gap. Yeah, literally looks like I'm going to have to take this gap. He's probably going to see me, but I don't care. Okay, he didn't see me. Okay? Okay, first I'm going to go down. Now, if you've got a quest here, then you're going to go straight to the listening post. Okay? So I entered there. You're going to go to the right, go to the listening post. And then in here is where you touch all the radios for the quests. Okay? Very, very easy way to do the, you know, the listening devices or whatever the case may be. Usually I can get like a red screwdriver in here or maybe a yellow screwdriver in here. Not today. Not today. I'm not going to take the silver lock. I'm full of poop. There's more listening devices over here. Still hoping for like a screwdriver or something. Lot of loot here. But again, we're focused. Like guys, I can't loot everything. These videos will take so bloody long if I loot everything. Like the videos are already taking long when I'm literally focusing on one thing. That's a little bit of money. That's like it's not bad money for one slot. It only takes up one slot, you know, so it's not bad money. Okay, so we're done with the listening post. Okay, we're done with the listening post. Now we're going to go downstairs. Just get our arrow. Now we're going to go downstairs. Before we go downstairs, this sentry does walk. This sentry does walk right up to the entrance. So you have to be, that's the only entrance that you have to be careful for. You can see he walks right up to the entrance. So if you're at the entrance, he'll see you, you know, and that won't be good. Now that he's walking away, we can take our time and loot these three quickly. There's another ghillie suit. That's worth money. There's another ghillie suit, making really, really good money. And now we're just going to go down these stairs. This is where all the magic happens. There's the main room that you're looking for. And this is where all the magic happens. So we're just going to loot the stuff here in the circle. Going to loot in the circle. Yeah, you have to be careful because this is where a lot of people come. This is where the loot is. So I'm just going to loot outside. Not going to go in yet. Going to loot outside and make sure I don't hear NPCs. The fact that I don't hear, the fact that I don't see puppets. I don't like the fact that I can't See puppets. No puppets. High chance of NPCs. Not for sure NPCs, but a high chance of NPCs. So we're going into the warehouse quickly. That's where the 7 locks are. I brought 7 bobby pins with me, and in case, in case poop hits the fan. That magazine, the magazine is basically full. Yeah, the magazine is basically full. So, just want to make sure the pistol is full, in case anything happens. Extra backup is never bad. Okay. Close the door behind me. I think there's like a medical. No, most of the things here are food. Most of the things inside here are food related, except for the lockers. The lockers aren't food related. But first clear the puppets. There's usually quite a few puppets inside here. There's the 7 lockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like I'm using the angles for the puppets, that's how you use the angles for the NPCs. Okay? You can see them when you lean. But like, yeah, if I can't see him, he can't see me. But I can see him when I lean. Like this. You know? If I can't see him like this, he can't see me. But if I can see him like this, I can see him, but he can't see me. That's very important when facing NPCs. Very, very important. Okay, so we're not interested in food. Let's open up these 7 lockers quickly, and then we get to the main loot. Yeah. Take out the 7 bobby pins. Okay, let's see. Low durability ammo, no thanks. Gun jam killed me yesterday, so not gonna forget how bad low durability items are. Another night vision, that's great. Okay. Should at least get 1 gun. Okay. I found 3 guns here. M82, M249, Scar DMR, MK18. So some days, like yesterday I was very lucky. Maybe today I'm not that lucky. Does look like it. There we find a VHS too. Okay. Not bad. Like I said, at least 1 gun. There we go. Okay. And here is where you're going to find a lot of loot. So that on that side are the lockers. On this side are so many loot spots, looting points. It's insane. Another friggin' ghillie suit. That's a gas mask. I'm not interested. Does it sound like NPCs? Okay, I think it's puppets. Want to make sure. Want to make sure it's clear here. Check the other room. There's usually a lot of puppets in here. Usually. Okay, I can hear a puppet. I can hear a puppet. Can't go through there. Okay, I think we're clear. And this is where you're going to find a poop ton of loot. So these green crates, you can only search once. And you can't search these wooden pallets. Okay, you can't search the wooden pallets, you can only search this once. Okay? You can only search it once, and you can't search the wooden pallets. Remember, green crates, you can only search it once. Now, as soon as you get to the camo tops, only in this room down here. Only in this room down here. You can search all the tops, and then you can search every individual wooden pallet. Every single wooden pallet. There's our first enforced lock. Want to make sure I don't miss a single pellet. There's another enforced lock. I unfortunately can't get to the middle one. I don't think I can get to the middle ones. Maybe I can, maybe I can, maybe I can, maybe I can. Maybe I can, maybe I can. Does look like it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Okay? Again, every single wooden pallet. Make sure you don't miss anything. Nothing force lock. Okay, and we can search there's another enforced lock, so that's 4 enforced locks so far. Which is quite low. Yeah, like I say, it's quite low. Usually I come out here with like 10 enforced locks. But we're far from done. There's 2 rooms like this. I think it's going to be difficult. Yeah, I'm struggling to touch this one. Okay. Next room. Oh, looks like we started in that room. Okay, look at all these wooden pallets. Another one. Let's go again. That's quest item. I'm running out of loot space now. I put that gun there. I'm literally running out of loot space now. Like, you can't bring an extra hiking backpack, guys. You can go back to your bike, put the loot away, come back. But again, I'm just trying to show you the fundamentals. I'm just trying to show you the fundamentals. Being very specific with what I'm taking here. Very, 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 very specific. Wait, what durability was that? 97%. I'll take that. I think I'm going to leave the banana for now and put the card over there. Another VHS. Okay, this is a wooden crate. Green crates, but apparently you can still search. You can still search the pellets. The pellets are actually glitching over one another here, which is crazy. Okay, like I say, usually I find a lot more enforced locks here, but so far we're not done yet. We're not done yet, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enforced locks. Okay, which is not bad, but we're not done yet. I don't know if you can find more enforced locks in these boxes, guys, but again, I have to think about the video length. You can search everything if you want to. Let's go up here. I know that's where the sentry is. So let's go into the warehouse. Now you can find screwdrivers and stuff here. Maybe die locks. Maybe you can find die locks here. I'm not sure. You can't search the... Yeah, no, you can't search this individually. My bloody battery is dying, which is not nice. I think you can. You can find dialogues here. Okay? If you search every single box. So that's the listening device, that's the exit. No, that's not the exit. Where the flip? Oh, there's the exit. I can see the sentry's lights. So there's the listening post, but here's a medical post. I'm not... Maybe I get boxes of medication. Maybe. Like, I'm only looking for, like, a box. You know? I'm ignoring all the other medication. If I find a box of painkillers or antibiotics, I'll take the box because I know the box is difficult to find. So that's the only thing I'm looting now. Trying to see if I can maybe find a box. I'll take antibiotics. I don't have antibiotics on me. There we go. I'll take antibiotics. But as you guys can see, poop ton of loot, just like the abandoned bunker. Just like the abandoned bunker. There's a poop ton of loot in here. That's worth money. Not taking that for a quest. I'm taking that because it's worth money. But Don't know why they're wet. Maybe it's raining outside. I've got no idea why they are wet. Maybe it's raining outside. Who knows? Okay, just scan quickly here. Bunch of bodies lying down here, but you can't loot anything. Okay, this light's gonna irritate us. Turn off and options, video, put the gamma right up. Okay. I'm gonna put the some people have dark screens, guys. I'm sorry if this is too bright, but some people have dark screens, and I don't want them to miss anything. Okay, I don't want you guys to miss anything. So the sentries on this side, those were the warehouses. The sentries on this side. Okay, so we're gonna go this way now. Classroom and a classroom. Could find a hiking backpack in the classroom. And then I could carry the hiking backpack for extra loot space. See if these lockers have anything. Quickly go to the other classroom. The lack of puppets is really, really weird. Okay, that's fine. We're done. We're done. Okay, you can loot the classroom. Skip the classrooms if you're not looking for another hiking backpack. Okay, the sentry's coming. I can't see him. He won't be able to see me. Now, there's another place where I'm going to make things very easy for you guys. I'm not going to let you take a risk here. It's very easy for me to let you take a risk here. We're going to go back the exact way we came. I don't know where that sentry is, so I'm going to come back. Like, I don't know where that other sentry is. Now, what I would do is go straight through here, because I'm experienced. But I know a lot of you struggle with sentries. So, again, I'm showing you the easiest, safest route. Okay? So we literally just want to go back the way we came in. And I want to see this other sentry. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Okay, I don't care if that sentry shoots me. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to go back. Look where this sentry is. Okay, he's on his route around. So I'm going to follow him. Now I have to be careful. I have to be careful. I have to be very, very careful now. Because I'm in his 180-degree arc. Okay. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Okay, now I'm behind him. So we first went right through there to get to the main room. Now we're going back to exactly where we were, But we're not going in there, we're going straight through. Okay, he's going to turn that way, we don't care about it. We're going straight through now. Because we want to exit on the north. We want to enter in the south, we want to exit in the north. But this is a way better way to exit. A way safer way to exit. I don't really want to loot anything here, but I want to look out for this sentry. That sentry that we couldn't see, that's the one that we're looking for now. Just want to make sure that sentry can't see us. Okay, this is the sentry that we're looking for. I've got no idea what happened to the sentry. There I see lights. There we go. That's the sentry that we were afraid of when we came out of the main room. Looks like his route's a little bit longer than I thought it was. Okay. Now we're gonna go in here. Into this room here. The NPCs can spawn in this room. Be very, very careful. Gonna loot everything in here. Make sure we don't miss anything. There's shotgun. We're not gonna take it. Make sure we don't miss anything here. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to go through. We're going to get closer to the sentry. We don't want to come from that side. I've tried to use the jet as cover. He sees through the jet. So we're literally just going to use the side. And the reason we're going to take this route is if you don't take this route, you have to deal with both sentries. You have to focus on both sentries. And you can only go through there when he's halfway on his route. Where what we're doing now is we're going to follow him. You know, we're going to follow him so that we don't put ourselves under any unnecessary pressure. Okay. We're jogging. And now we're just going to exit through here. Don't run, he'll be able to hear you. Don't run, he'll hear you. Okay, and now we can go in here or we can go right through. But the loot in here could be worth it. Just have to be careful for NPCs. NPCs usually spawn there, so I am aware of it. Don't need to worry about the sentry. He doesn't walk. He doesn't walk to there. But we could find another enforced lock. My words weren't even called yet. Now we're gonna have to make choices. I'm gonna wear the black ghillie suit. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook to death, but it's fine. I'll just get to my bike a little bit faster. I am gonna overheat. Just have to be careful that I don't pass out. That's a lot of money there as well. If I found another hiking backpack, I would have brought it in here. I don't want you guys to be carrying a hiking backpack on your hands. It just can't. You can come here with two hiking backpacks where you carry the other hiking backpack in your hand so you can loot absolutely everything here. But that's not a great tactic for the future, because not having your bow in your hand makes it so you can't react fast enough to NPCs or to players or to anything that wants to kill you. Okay, now I know NPCs spawn there, so I'm going to try and use these walls as cover. know they spawn in there. I'm gonna run here. Try and get as close to the spawn point as possible. No. Okay, they're not gonna spawn in now. Okay. We can use that if push comes to shove. Now, I know NPC spawning here. Just want to make sure. Always make sure. Get against the wall. Okay, no NPCs. Let's loot. You can't loot these. You can't loot these pallets. So ignore it. Yeah, 2 military quivers. That's quite a lot of money we're leaving behind. I think that's about 6 grand. 6,000 bucks that we're leaving behind. Okay, we're gonna open this door. Now you have to be a bit careful because 2 sentries can see you. Sentry in that tunnel and a sentry in that tunnel. I basically just worry about this sentry. I basically just worry about that sentry. Because that's where we're going. That's south, okay? That is north, I mean north. We entered in the south, exiting in the north. Okay, now I can loot while he's not looking at me. That sentry can see you as well, but it doesn't happen a lot. Like the sentry on that side can see you as well, but it's better just worrying about the one sentry. Okay, I'm done. So now we're just gonna watch this sentry over here. Use third person. Like, there's no way we can see him. So we're just using third person like this. You can also use first person. You just have to lean and peek. But it's much easier in third person. Be careful. Again, we're going to follow him and then we're going to turn right. But there's an NPC spawn point right as well. Be very, 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 very careful. There's quite a lot of NPC spawn points here. You don't want everything to go to Kingdom Come because you're in a rush. Like there. There's NPCs. NPCs can spawn in here. Okay, no NPCs. Okay, we are getting hot, but we're not suffering yet. Now we're just going to follow him. Now we're just going to follow him. And then we've got one last room to loot, and then we're out. And getting out, the way we're going to go out now is way better than the... Like, exiting on the south side is way more difficult than exiting on the north side. We're not going to go behind him. We're just going to stay on this side and stay behind him. And always jog. And this distance is a good distance to stay away from him. Because he can hear you and spoil your fun. I'm never greedy with those tops. I might loot this because I'm a little bit greedy. And then I'm just hiding here. I'm going to hide behind here in third person. In third person. If I can't see him, he can't see me. If I can't see him, he can't see me. There we go. Now I'm going to jog. Make sure I'm a distance away from him. Run a little bit. Just to make sure he doesn't see me. Okay. This is the last place that you're going to loot. We are here for enforced locks, so we don't want to ignore any military tarps. Like I say, we don't want to ignore any military tarps. I'm going to throw away the rags. And you can bring 11 screwdrivers if you want to, guys, but these don't usually give me anything. You saw me through. Oh my word! I thought, how did the sentry see me? I was literally thinking, how did the sentry see me? Okay, there's never just one. Could the sentry have seen me through this gap? No. I think he shot at an NPC. I was like, how do you see me through this gap? You can't see me through that gap. Okay, now we have to be careful. Now we have to be careful. Like I say, there's never just one. The armor is protecting us. We could find a yellow screwdriver from these NPCs. All of them are in this room, so I first want to sort them out. Make sure none of them got stuck. Okay, none of them got... Okay. They sorted. Now I want to loot them as fast as possible before they disappear. If you move too far away from the bodies, they will disappear, guys. And these guys can give you yellow screwdrivers. Lead plating. What did that other guy have on him? Nothing special. Let's loot the rest of this place here. Could have found a yellow. Come on, one more. One more enforced lock, baby. One more enforced lock. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. One more, one more, one more. Okay. We're not resting until we get one more enforced lock, guys. What do you mean you're not resting? Well, there's loot behind the sentry. There's loot behind the sentry. That's what I mean, we're not resting. Okay, we tried. There we go. We did it. Okay, I have to be careful for when that guy comes back. I don't want this guy to see me now. I'm just gonna hide behind here. Here he is. He would have seen us. I'm gonna drink the coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna drink the coffee. Get the boat. Get the enforced lock. Get out. Now we're exiting. Yeah, it's the heat. I wanted to sort the heat out, guys. I wanted to sort the heat out. I thought I'd make it to this point, you know, before we have a heat problem. So I'm just going to drop all my items here. Just so that I can get to 36.6. Because your heat doesn't shoot up from 36.6 to 39. Your heat goes up slowly but surely. Even if you've got a ton of clothing on you that is making you hot, okay? So it doesn't matter if you know you've got too much clothing on. Just take it off for a while. And then, I just want to repair the ghillie suits now so long while I'm waiting. And then you run quickly, you know? Check when the heat gets too high, you know, rest in a bush, take off your clothing. Because we just have to get to the bicycle. That's all. We just have to get to the bicycle. Okay, I can't repair this now. Just repair it. Like, not repairing the ghillie suits is a complete waste. See, there's another ghillie suit. The higher the durability is, the more you're going to get for it. And then we'll count how many force locks we got, guys. We'll count how many force locks we got. It was nothing magical. I can tell you guys that much. There was nothing special about it. There was definitely nothing special about it. Like, I've definitely gotten more advanced locks than I've gotten now. And even if I'm on a PvP server, like, no one can see me here. You know, even if someone else comes in from the north, I'll hear him open this door, pick up, you know, quickly double click my armor, pick up the gun, kill him. So we're just waiting for this to recover. Your prime body heat is 36.6. There we go. Give yourself some time to stabilize and then quickly double click everything. And then you need to move fast. Because as soon as you put these clothes on, you're overheating again. Make sure you don't leave anything behind. That will be sad, you know, if you left something behind. And in the past, I went left here. Like, I would exit and then go left, north. But that's the worst idea because there's a very long road that the sentry can see you. So all I do now is I wait for that sentry to disappear. Okay, I wait for him to disappear. Then I try and get into this bush over here. Don't run, he's going to hear you. So I get into this bush. You know, usually I would run to the wall. But they always catch me, see me, and hit me. Now, I just go across. This is way shorter. This route over to there is way, way shorter. And now I've got solid cover. And now I'm safe. In the past, I used to run down there and then they turn around, they shoot me through the bushes and I can't get out of the way. Just trust me. Just trust me. This is by far the safest way to get out of here. And now we're literally going to run all the way around. To the bicycle. There's a ton of other stuff to loot. I'm not going to loot anything else now. Gonna run straight around in the forest, get to my bicycle, and get back home. So hopefully this video is less than an hour. So So how many did we collect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I would say you can expect an average of 11 enforced locks. Guys, that's enough for 3 doors. Except if you add a die lock to the sequence, you know. If you only do put 2 gold locks on a door and 1 die lock, then this is enough for 5 doors. Okay? But if you only put 1 gold lock on a door, this is enough for 11 doors. But I mean, your goal is to have 3 enforced locks on every door. Or 2 gold locks with a die lock, with a zapper, with mines, with traps, with a BCU lock. But this is level 1. Level 1 is enforced locks. Okay? So I'll see you guys back at base, where we put the locks on the base. And where I discuss the little bit of expansion I'm planning to the base. And the reason I can pull my bow back this fast is because we're leveling up our archery all the time. See you guys at the base.
Footsteps close. Prepare to engage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing to me how many things we learn and how many things we repeat. So when I stopped at the, I don't know what I just pressed. When I stopped at the D4 airfield, I took out my assault backpack where I had all my cooked food in that I bought a bunch of recipes for or ingredients for, ate a little bit of the food, and then never put the assault backpack back in the bicycle. So the entire assault backpack is gone. Lost all the food that I went and did shopping for specifically. It's amazing how many things we learn and then we still make the same mistakes. But in any case, you guys will see new blueprints on the front of my base, and I'm just going to explain to you in the next, on day 10, I'll explain to you why this adds to your base protection and how this can come in very handy when somebody raids you, especially online. This can really, really help you if somebody raids you online. But this year is basically just airlock. This is what we call an airlock. And the reason we call this an airlock is if you don't have another wall and you open up this door to drive in with your car and somebody shoots you, they've got access to your base. Okay? They don't have access to your modular base, but they've got access. Let's say you've got a garden outside, you've got cars outside. They've got access to everything that you've got outside. But if you've got 2 walls and another door, then if you open the first door, the only reason to get out of your vehicle is to open the door. Okay, but if you get out of your vehicle to open this door, then drive into your airlock, close the door behind you. If they kill you when you get out of your car, they don't get anything. They don't get any advantage. They don't get access to any free loot. Okay, so that's what we call an airlock. And they're less likely to kill you when you get out of your car here. You know, they'd rather want you to open this door so they've got easier access to your base. But in any case, let's get to the locks. Okay, so here we can put 2 gold locks on the outer door. You just look at the door, press tab, and then you drag the items to the lock slots. So there we've got 2 enforced locks on that door. Again, just look at the door. You can look at the door in first person as well. Press tab and drag the locks. Now we've got 2 on that door. Look up. Now we've got 2 on that door. And now we've got 2 on that door. And now we've got 1 on this door. Okay. So this is going to be the last door. So we need 3 here, 2 here. We need 2 more on this. So that's going to be a door there. We can even put a door here, you know, to safeguard our room. We're not going to do it, but on a multiplayer server, you might as well do it. You know, if you put a door here, it's an extra layer that they have to go through. If you, instead of putting your wardrobes here, you can put your wardrobe and your loot in your room here and put a wall, you know, put like a wall here and a door here. Extra layer that they have to go through. Same with your kitchen. You know, you can put a door here. Put a wall and a door here to put all your kitchen equipment in here. Extra layer that they have to go through if they want to get all your loot. Okay? But the main point is your base is going to need a lot of locks, but that is level 1 of protecting your base. And we'll go a little bit more into it in detail on day 10. So like I say, I hope we finally made a video underneath an hour. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and click that like button. If you've got any questions, leave it down in the comments below. If you've got any suggestions, leave it down in the comments below. I know some of you were pulling your hair out because I could have put the pistol flashlight on the pistol. I know you guys get frustrated with my loot management, you know, how to put the loot in my backpack and stuff like that. But I hope you guys learned something. If you want to see and learn everything about Scum, click that subscribe button. And again, if you do like the video, please let me know by just clicking that like button. And if you want to talk about anything, let's have a chat down in the comments below. Love you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Later.